From Centennial Theatre in Coquitlam, Tri-Cities Community TV presents coverage of the 2022 Coquitlam Hall of Fame and Wall of Fame induction ceremony.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming to the 2022 induction ceremony for the Coquitlam Sports Hall of Fame and Wall of Fame. Facility for the first time, the Centennial Theatre. It's marvelous. We respectfully acknowledge that this ceremony is taking place on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coquitlam First Nation. We thank the Coquitlam who continue to live on these lands and care for them, along with the waters and all that is above and below. Thank you. You guys are all blurry, but I can see my nose. Tonight, we welcome distinguished guests from Coquitlam City Council, city staff, School District 43, sponsors, donors, and honor inductees past and present. I now call upon Councillor Terry Towner to bring greetings from the city of Coquitlam and introduce her fellow councillors. Terry?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Terry Towner. I'm a Coquitlam City Councillor. And on behalf of City Council and the City of Coquitlam, it is an honor and a privilege to stand before you today to join the celebration of the exceptional achievements of this year's inductees. I'd like to take a moment to recognize my colleagues on Council who have joined us this evening. We have Councillor Brent Asmundson, Councillor Matt Johnlick, Councillor Craig Hodge, Councillor Steve Kim, and Councillor Robert Mazzarolo. Mayor Stewart sends his regrets and would be here tonight if he was able to. A sincere thank you to the dedicated committee and who continues to ensure that every member of Coquitlam sports community are honored. This committee of passionate individuals works tirelessly throughout the year and plans these induction events. Coquitlam has a long and proud tradition of nurturing and supporting sporting talent, including teams and individuals who have competed at the Olympics and the professional levels. Tonight's event highlights the outstanding achievement of select Coquitlam individuals, teams, and groups, and who have made valuable contributions to sport history in our city. Sport is more than just a game. It embodies the values of dedication, perseverance, and teamwork, and it brings us together as a community, fostering a sense of pride and belonging. We continue to develop sports programs and act as leaders in promoting increased activity in sports and fitness for individuals of all ages and abilities. And we are proud that the Sports Hall of Fame serves as a grand entry into the multi-functioning Poirier Sports and Leisure Complex and is there for all who come and go to learn of our rich sports history. The Wall of Fame not only honors these award winners, but provides inspiration to our city's amateur athletes and dedicated volunteers who contribute so much to our community. My sincere congratulations to everyone who is a member of Coquitlam's Sports Hall of Fame, and especially to tonight's inductees. You have all worked so hard, and you truly are an inspiration to both current and future generations of athletes, coaches, and team builders. You serve as role models for young athletes, and you have shown us that success is not just about winning medals and trophies, but also the values we embody as athletes and individuals. Thank you to everyone attending tonight's event. I hope you enjoy the celebration, and may the spirit of sportsmanship continue to thrive in our beautiful city. Thank you.
I would also like to welcome guests from School District 43, trustees Carol Cahoon and Craig Woods. Coquitlam City staff members joining us tonight are Lanny Ingram and Vin Tron. Oh, Vin is not here. Okay, but Vin is. Hi, Vin. From Rotary Sunshine, Bob Moody. And the Kingsman Club of Coquitlam, Kai Mills. I thank you all for being here as we celebrate excellence in sports. Now a special welcome to this year's fabulous class of 2022 and their families, as well as our past inductees who are joining us tonight. Past inductees here tonight, please stand if you can. I don't know how much room you have, and we'll hold the applause till the end. Our past inductees here tonight are Vivian Symington, Carol Colson, Brian Lewis, Barry Parrish, Jerry Donnelly, in the back, Don Cunnings, Darcy Rhoda, and Chris Wilson. A big round of applause. We are very fortunate to be working with Perry and PS Media to produce a spectacular video highlighting our inductees. Perry will also be our MC for tonight's program. If you haven't seen the videos from our past years, I encourage you to visit our website. They are spectacular. This year we're inducting 2 outstanding athletes, 1 remarkable builder, and a team of pioneering women into the Hall of Fame from sports of field hockey, lacrosse, ice hockey, and soccer. We are honoring these outstanding individuals for their excellence and dedication as competitors, coaches, managers, and administrators. They've spent countless hours practicing their skills, coaching young athletes, and running entire organizations. The example they set can be felt across Coquitlam, and we're very proud to be able to shine a spotlight on them tonight. During the pandemic years, high school, university, and college, and other competitions did not take place. Now that they've all returned to competing, we can welcome back inductees to the Wall of Fame, which recognizes excellence in a calendar year. The 2022 Wall of Fame, inducting 9 inspiring athletes, a dedicated volunteer, an outstanding coach, and a highly successful team in the most varied group of sports we have ever had. The sports represented on the wall this year are soccer, field hockey, golf, basketball, lacrosse, swimming, wrestling, ice hockey, Special Olympics, and SD43. Really varied, and they've all done wonderful things in their own sport. I'm looking forward to an amazing evening with you, so please enjoy the show.
High school male athlete. Let's deal with that. Basketball star, Casey Beckway. Casey couldn't be here tonight, but boy, what a year he had in 2022. Led his team to the provincial championships, was great, represented our country in basketball as well, and he has made it, and he has led as a freshman the Oregon State Beavers with 21 blocks and 3 of the starts he had. So another great athlete. Congratulations to Casey Beckway on an incredible year. Things going today as we start with our Junior Athlete of the Year going up on the Wall of Fame. And boy, what a 2022 it was. Leon Kim, man, what a year he had. Try and watch him because he's flying. A new national record established in the 13 to 14 age group. The Glen Eagles secondary student shattered 3 other Canadian age group records. Was unbelievable. Pair of relay golds, 9 medals. He was all over the place in the pool. Sports BC Male High School Athlete of the Year as well. Liam Kim, where are you, my friend? See, now right now in my head I'm going, confident confident. Maybe it's a short inning, but man, you can fly. I'm going to tell you, is one of your best things with a jump like that, are you good out of the blocks? Is that where you get a great start in your abilities?
I wouldn't say I'm the best, but I'm pretty good.
Okay, that's good. What grade are you in?
I'm in grade 9.
Seriously? I don't know if they're applauding because they don't think you could make it that far, or they're just saying that. We don't know. Are you, like, for a grade 9er, I don't know, I haven't been around grade 9ers. Are you bigger than a lot of the competitors you swim against?
I mean, I would say so.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't make a difference. Your times are incredible. Where do you see yourself going? What is the goal for you as you continue?
I don't know. Next year, I'm gonna try, you know, for the 2024 Olympics, but we'll see what happens.
That's not a crazy goal, is it? I mean, your time-wise, it's realistic, isn't it?
I just gotta drop a couple of seconds.
And we've run out of all our seconds, young man. Thank you. Congratulations. Time now to get set for our first Hall of Fame award winner. Please enjoy the story, and what a story it is, of the Coquitlam satellites.
This is women's hockey as we know it now. But how about the journey to get there?
Well, we were a ball team, so I was 11. The other ball players were 12 to 15, and we were coached by Joe Krebs. And Joe, at the end of our ball season, we had so much fun together as a group. He asked us if we wanted to be part of this girls' hockey team.
The Coquitlam Satellites, a group of girls who in 1965 formed the first girls' hockey team in the city. Linda Taylor was there from day one.
Okay, the first practice. Well, I was a back catcher in ball. I could not skate. I'd never had skates on. I got these skates on, and we decided as a team that I'd make a good goalie. So I wore my back catcher's glove, my back catcher's mask, and my chest protector, and just a wool glove, and these figure skates that I couldn't stand up on. And that's how we started.
It started and it grew. Barb Nuttall joined after moving to BC from Ontario.
I remember delivering not newspapers, it was telephone books, I think, to get jackets, which, you know, it all brought a team together, right? We had a great time.
One of the funniest things we used to do is run on our picks. Really? You know how you have, because we had, in practice. Yeah. In fact, I can still see Ronnie running down the ice on her picks. We would run, practice running on our picks because we could get there really fast if we ran on our picks.
Could you imagine you could do that in the game?
Oh yeah, oh sure.
As the years went on, the satellites progressed, the figure skates finally put away, and hockey skates were available for all the players.
But the first practice was just a laugh. I mean, we were falling all over the places. Instead of going this way, you had to go this way, right, when you're skating. It was incredible. It was difficult, but everybody was in the same boat.
They were in it together, learning to play a sport they grew up watching, but make no mistake, girls playing hockey, not welcomed by all.
Well, BC Amateur Hockey Association did not want to have girls play hockey. They didn't want to even talk about it.
It's no surprise the satellites were saddled with a tough schedule. Their practice, once a week, 5 a.m.
A few of the girls I know for a fact walked with their uniform, with their equipment up to the arena. I know for when I first joined, I rode my bike fully dressed with my equipment all the way up.
Ice times far from desirable, associations that weren't that welcoming, that just fueled the determination. And the satellites, well, they could play.
In the beginning, I think we weren't supposed to have any body contact intentionally, but it got out of hand pretty pretty fast because some teams were rougher, let's put it, than we were supposed to be. So there was a bit of retaliation back and forth. So a few teams, we were very competitive.
Everyone can measure success in different ways, but to go from this team in 1965 to where girls hockey is now at Coquitlam, well, everyone associated with this organization deserves to be a Hall of Famer.
So I was in tears when I heard it. And it's just like when I watched the women play in the first Olympics, I was in tears. Wow, we finally did it. We finally got to that point.
I'm super proud of what I see when they're done.
The Coquitlam Satellites, now a member of the Coquitlam Hall of Fame.
I can ask Linda Taylor to make her way up here. We'll have a little discussion about the satellites. I mean, you think about it, because it's such a norm now. I mean, I'm sure there may be girls in the audience now that play hockey and you don't realize what would have been like in the mid-60s when they said, oh, have ourselves a girls hockey team, let everybody come. Hi Linda, nice to see you again. Oh, did you? Well, we didn't do anything. You guys gave us all the information.
Hey, take me back to that moment. Like, was it just, all right, it's sports, it's fun, it's new, I'll try it. What was it like as a young girl saying, all right, we're gonna play hockey today?
Oh, that's a good question. At the time, I was 11, 12. I can't actually remember. I just liked every sport. And so hockey, okay, let's go. I was just ready to go, whether it be hockey or softball or soccer, or I would have played rugby if I was allowed.
Well, and I wonder, was that the mindset of all the girls? Because some get frustrated if they don't know a sport, let alone try something completely new.
You know, in talking to a lot of the players that are here today, I've been talking to them, and many of them went on to do other sports. Some continued to play hockey. I think they just wanted to play.
Yeah. Do you get, and it's what I love about sports and being a part of a club, because I always think there are life skills. I would imagine when you're trying to blaze a new trail, where people already can't do that, that there is probably something that maybe later on in life you go, you know what, don't tell me because I was part of this when I was a kid.
I think I've said it before, playing hockey, putting up with some bullying and you know, you can't do that. In many respects, it helped to mold me, and I think some of the other girls have talked about this, that just tell me I can't do something and I'll show you. And I've had that attitude several times in my life when people say, well, you can't do that. Like going back to school at 25 with 2 little kids and to be a nurse, you can't do that. Oh yeah, watch me. And several of the other girls have talked about some of the things they've done, and just going and doing what you want to do and don't care what other people think, and just, yeah, no, I'm going to do that. Maybe it's a bit of rebellion, I'm not sure.
No, I think it's something you learn. Did you guys get better? Did you see the progress from year one? You talked about the first ever practice.
Oh, it was awful.
Did anyone raise the puck eventually? Like everyone got to the point?
We got pretty good actually. We learned that having a curved stick helps, so we were all heating up our sticks. And in the old days, you had to heat up the sticks to bend it so you could shoot it up in the air.
Yeah. You know, is Ronnie here somewhere today?
Ronnie is here.
Ronnie, where are you? Oh, hi, Ronnie. You should be coming later. I took out the stuff about the brawl.
You took out the stuff about the brawl?
They got into a brawl. Well, is it a brawl or, I mean, there were fights, right?
Actually, the whole story is that Marge Laddie was bad-mouthing the Newsminster player. Marge is right up there. And she was the other goalie. And
she was the other goalie?
Yeah, she was
No,
the other
she
goalie.
wasn't a backup. She was playing, but she would go on goal if you couldn't.
Well, no, we were both sharing it pretty much.
Oh, sure, but Marge had the mouth.
She had the mouth. What happened was, she was mouthing off of the Newsminster players. Remember, I'm younger than them. I'm just a little girl.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're much younger. They're apparently, except for Marge and Ronnie, supposed to be kind of like your mentors.
That's right. You know, they wore makeup.
Oh.
And some of them smoked. You know,
So everyone's gone downhill. You're a shocking young great niner. Look what they were up to in the 60s.
Anyways, the Newsminster players really took exception to her
language or whatever she said, so they beat me up.
Tell the story anything I want.
No, but it's interesting because I barely remember it, except I got a lot of attention. And I had a black eye.
Well, if we would have known that in the nomination, we might not have put you guys in. Here's the one that we're actually answering because we're going to bring the teammates that are here up. I noticed in talking to you and Barb and Ryan, there was a really good reconnect that happened because of this, wasn't it?
There certainly was, and we had a picture of the first year of the team, and I couldn't even remember any of the names. I think I remembered one name, that was Cheryl Krebs, who was here. And when we started trying to dig down in that memory to find these names, we've actually, I don't know how many we found, Barb can tell us, but we found quite a few of them. So many of them are here today.
And we are going to do that right now. Linda, thank you for fleshing out the story. While Linda's here, let's meet some of the original players in the first side of the team. Please make your way to pick up your medal here. Cheryl Krebs, Wendy Savage, Janice Clarkson, Marge Latte, Linda, of course, is here. Then the next year, Veronica Fonseca came, Val Ferguson, Diane Shepard. Ladies, make your way here. Susan Atala, Katie McGrath, Barbara Curran, Karen Futala, Ann Nelson, Anita Reese, and Jim Hines is here. Ladies and gentlemen, in 1965, you think if you go to the rink at any point, at any time of the year, all the girls' hockey teams that are on the ice, and this was the first group at those 5 a.m. practices to say we were going to do it. Chris Wilson here to hand the Hall of Fame Award, Team of the Year going in for what they did in '65. And then if we can probably get everybody gathered a little closer, ladies, and Chris, probably I'm going to tell you to get lost, or Marge will at least, and we'll get a good team picture of this. Just, yeah, well, whatever works. I mean, you know, I'm just the MC, but I just think as long as we can see everybody. How the heck did they get along? It's 1965. Remember the picture that's going on here? Was incredible, gold medal match, MVP in the final, earned a spot on the Canada West Conference first All-Star team. Came a year after she made a stellar debut in the university circuit, and her play and competitive edge also earned her an invitation to train and play for the Portuguese national under-23 side in the springtime. Sophia, where are you at? Welcome to the Wall of Fame. How did school go this year? I'm not even talking soccer yet, just school.
It's good.
Yeah, it's done. What are you taking?
Kinesiology.
Oh, you should have just took something easier. Yeah. Well, no, that's good. Give me the highlight of your year. I talked about it a bit, but if I was to ask you, you know, the one game you go, yeah, I needed to be there for 90 minutes and plus, and I was.
I would say our Canada West finals versus Trinity Western. won, and obviously went to nationals from it. But yeah, that would be highlight of the year.
Tell me a little bit about going to train the Portuguese national team as well. That must have been interesting.
Yeah, I found out one Saturday, left the following Saturday, so it was very like a fast turnaround. But it was hard at first. I don't speak Portuguese, so I just like showed.
Is our mom and dad here anywhere? Yeah, that would be a failure on them. But that's awesome though. Like you must have been thrilled when you got a call for that. Did you know it might be in the works?
No, I got a DM on Instagram.
That's how I met my wife. It all happens that way. But when you go there, here's what I would think. Okay, you play for Metro Ford. You're great with UBC. You know you can hang with the best here. Did you have any doubt or go, okay, what will this be like?
I didn't have any doubt going. I didn't know what to expect, so I kind of just went out confident in myself. Just went out to play soccer, just like any other day.
Now, the roundabout question would be, when you came back, did you know a little Portuguese?
Yes. Yeah.
Who's part of the call? Thank you. Great to meet you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's move on with our Volunteer of the Year 2022. You know, we celebrate the athletes, but boy, to have a community, to have the success, you need to have people like Mike Bevros. With the whistle, clipboard, he was always there, doing what he can. Heritage Woods, dedicating himself to keep sports and wheels in motion. Athletic director there. Been a volunteer for more than 20 years around the districts and the hours and hours. But event like the inaugural United Sports League basketball tournament we're taking a look at, I mean, it's about smiles, it's about participants, and that is what Mike is about. Put in the hours, the countless time, and if people can create memories with sports, that's what makes it a big success. Mike, where are you? Congratulations. Thank you, sir. Listen, I just got loads of time because things don't happen unless there are people in a community, people in schools, school districts that say, okay, what's it going to take? I'll do it. Has that always been part of your DNA?
I mean, came from Portuguese background as well. But Sophia, congratulations. Hey, follow up, I guess. Yeah, my parents came here at a young age, and it's a hard work mentality, and as a teacher, especially a PE teacher, we put a lot of volunteer time in, and there was a boy that was in our district, and so in 2017, 2018, myself, another guy, Jeff Stronger, we started adapting track and field sports, but we need something further. So this whole idea was about inclusive sports, so it was students with exceptionalities playing alongside the rest of the student population.
I would think to start like a lot of things, maybe you have to see it grow. When did you see with success, you could see it in those participating and getting the joy of what you probably had envisioned?
Well, being a part of it a little bit beforehand, I knew that as soon as there were people involved, the program's going to sell itself, and it hits you right there. So, yeah, basically we got it going into a 6-week time frame that included Christmas break, and about 95% of the people I had never met in the other schools. It was just an idea that I had. I sold them on the idea through email, and luckily I got support. So it took a lot of legwork, but like I said, once I knew the program was going to sell itself.
Well, I mean, sell itself, but you have to jump in. So congratulations for what you have done for those kids, and thank you, and well deserved.
Cheers, thank you.
Female University Athlete of the Year. Let's talk about it. There are a lot of great athletes around here. No shortage. Natalie Winter will play some Tri-City field hockey. A member of the York University Lions. Winter was a key member of the U Sports silver medal winners. Also chosen in November to represent our nation at the 2023 World Indoor Field Hockey Championships in South Africa. Where are you, Natalie? Jerry Donnelly, the Canadian Soccer Player of the Year for a couple of years. You were walking over here. I just thought, I don't know if this girl's had a bad day in her life.
Yeah, no, not many.
Well, just listen, I don't know you. You come bubbling over, and I just thought, this girl has a great spirit. What got you into field hockey?
My dad put me in like all the sports pretty much, and then I think I chose it because you could go further with field hockey. Yeah.
Like maybe get a university on this stuff. So it was a smart educational decision. But listen, they just because you're smart and have they don't say, hey, would you like to go represent Canada? When did you go, okay, I still love playing, but I don't mind putting in the hours to get better?
Yeah, I just kind of don't really like doing anything besides field hockey, so I just try to fill my schedule up with as much field hockey as I can, and then just try out for teams and go from there.
How was York University? What are you taking there?
Kinesiology as well.
Are you enjoying it as much as Sophia's? Because she really wasn't going to be bubbly.
I just joined it because most of my teammates were in it, so.
Hey, Dad, where are you? You just raised. She's just following everybody around, right? Gosh, I hope her friends become millionaires. She'll just follow them around and become a millionaire too. What's next for you?
Hopefully graduate eventually, and then play more field hockey at home, BC, and yeah, just.
And I'm sure smile every day, because that's awesome. Great, nice to meet you. Congratulations. Let's continue with those going into the Hall of Fame. Here's the story of my new best friend, Shiv Jagger.
Shiv Jagday is a coach, a mentor, a man who likes to share wisdom.
Because I love, we have connection. Nobody can do it on their own. It's their love. If they don't listen to me, if they insult me, I cry. I go into a defensive shell. I'm a human being. I'm hungry for love. I'm thirsty for praise. But I give it, and sometimes I get more than I can handle.
He has a passion for people and a passion for field hockey. Was a talent when he played.
I played for the Indian universities. I attended some national team camps, but I never make the World Cup and the Olympics because they were better players than me.
There may have been better players with more natural ability, but thinking the game, that is where Jagday was world class. In 1977, our country got better as a whole when Jagday immigrated.
I always believed that the Canadians are very good athletes and they're very confident. What they lacked was the technical skills and the tactical knowledge, game intelligence. How to read the game, how to play the game, how to make decisions, how to process the information. And that's what I brought to the UBC boys, and that took me to the next step, opened the doors for me for international hockey.
Jagday was a coach for Canada during its golden era of the 80s in the sport, when our nation was able to play against the best and beat the best, world ranked in the top 10 under his guidance.
They beat the teams like, for example, Pakistan, the defending Olympic champions, they defeated them. They beat India, the defending, I think so, they were also Olympic or World Cup champions. Canada beat them. Why? Because we believed in them. They had the technical skills, they were gifted with the physical fitness, they were gifted with the mental strength, they believed in self. They were missing those two ingredients. And it's not I, it's we made that happen.
His success not unnoticed as he went on to coach the U.S. national team and other countries around the globe. Jagday played in the Olympics in the form of his son Ron at the young age of 21. Dad could not have been prouder.
And that was a dream come true. If I could not play in the Olympics, Ronnie played. I'm being sentimental, I'm being emotional. But I'm saying this is world, this is a beautiful world. What you give is what you get. You have to pay the price of success, and that also in advance.
He has traveled the world sharing his knowledge. Coquitlam is always home. Canada has his heart. He still shares knowledge with coaches and kids, and now everyone will know his story in the Hall of Fame.
It means so much. I'm in tears, I'm honored. A couple of years ago, again, bragging a little bit, was inducted into the Canadian Hall of Fame. I'm a FH coach of worldwide, there are very few. But this is the biggest honor for me because this is where my roots are. This is my home. 77, I moved to Canada, immigrated to Canada. 81, I moved to Coquitlam, and that has been my home. And to be honored by City of Coquitlam, what an honor. Thank you.
Congratulations, sir. You are such an inspiration to so many. This is a loaded question, but what do you get out of the sport and what you have done?
Life is a self-fulfilling prophecy. You get what you expect. I want to share the little knowledge I had with the younger players. I wanted to see them become Olympians, the best of the world, you know. And that's the biggest joy. It's like your children, your grandchildren going, running around, you know. And sports is such a beautiful thing, you know. And what I gave, I get 10 times more. I want to tell a little bit story here. Thank you. Mary, listen, you're so handsome, man. Talking around, I say, oh my God, I wish I had this confidence. Look at this smile.
Why did I have an agent? Go ahead, you tell the story, because I just want to listen, because I knew we'd have an opportunity
to just listen, because I think you have such wisdom to share. So you tell the story.
You know, I sincerely believe every kid can be a world-class player, as long as they're willing to pay the price and the price in advance. I met one young budding hockey player, Natalie. I don't even remember how she got. I saw her today. She was here a little while ago. I met her dad, I met her mom. And her dad came to me and said, Shivi, you remember what you said to Natalie? Natalie the Great. The law of expectations. You have to expect the best from your students. You have to give them every opportunity, and you have to be very, very sincere in what you say. Very sincere. If you're fake, you have to speak it from your heart. And I love giving, and that's why I get all this.
Shiv, can I ask you, because I think that's obviously how you coach, from your heart. Was it an emotional toll on you? Like, did you take losses hard? Or if you knew you had prepared our national team or whatever team you're working with, and they gave you the effort, was that enough? Or how as a coach did you judge? Was it simply by winning, or was there a different form of success?
The unfortunate thing is, every coach is judged by the winning and losing record. Nobody sees in history, you know. And of course, you take it to heart. It's very emotionally draining, you know, when the team doesn't perform to the level of their capabilities. Very hard. And my creating national team has been in that situation, you know. Yeah, and it's hard. And when the thing is this, I'll explain one thing, please. If I'm taking too much time, kick me out. In 1981, Canadian junior national team qualified for the Junior World Cup for the first time. The first match we are leading Australia 3-1. We tied 3-3. To cut the long story short, we finished in the top 8. And I was very frustrated. The president, Mr. Victor, was very frustrated with me. And I didn't talk to the boys, you know, because I knew they could have done better. They could have done much, much better. And Australia finished second, and we did very well. But now looking back, with all due respect, now please, please, I'm not quizzing anyone. That was one of the highest results Canada has ever finished in the World Cup. Now we don't even qualify. Now please, I'm not knocking everyone down. What I'm saying is that you become very hard on yourself, but you have to look at the realistic picture, you know? But I sincerely believe that's why you get frustrated.
Well, you want the best for it. Do you see the joy when you watch your grandkids that play? When you watch at a younger level, what joy do you see of field hockey players? Can you see yourself in some?
Thanks to Carol, my little sister. They have learned hockey in Coquitlam. Hockey is there due to them. And if Natalie went to university, it is due to this young gentleman. Young means Brian was still very handsome and young. I'm talking to you, young man. I took my grandchildren to hockey practice about 6 weeks ago. And the coach who was coaching my grandchildren, she said that Shiv, you coached me. What a feeling, what can be better than? You know? Karma.
Yeah.
You get what you get.
Well, and you have given a lot, so you get to go into the Coquitlam Sports Hall of Fame because you deserve it, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Everybody. It is time now to introduce, going up in the Wall of Fame, the Team of the Year. A lot of good teams in Coquitlam in 2022 going up on the wall. The decision is tough. But this we got the job done. Had to go to extra time. It was the second straight title, bookended by the 2-year shutdown. But they are the best high school field lacrosse team in the province. Make your way up here. Team members who are here, let me just see them all. I think we got many of them. Make your way up on the stage, guys. Darian Murray, Emilio Kamel, Evan Reese, Jack Isaac, Jane Tomer, Jesse Robinson, Jordan Reed, Lucas Rose, Miles Archbold, Nathan Chalmers, Nathan Ma, Nathan Miller, Nolan Dunn, Owen Eckhart, Tanner Hayden, all members of the Team of the Year going up on the wall in 2022. What was it supposed to score in the final game? 4-3? Did you have the lead throughout the whole game? Really? You were trailing the whole game, and then tied it up late, and then went to OT. Nice. How long did you play OT until you won it? 5 minutes? Nice. Who got the game-winning goal? Nice job while you're Okay, game-winning goal guy, come here while everybody talks. Was that a wrong choice? Oh, was it? No, you were talking. We're just waiting for everybody to get up here. Grade 12 for you? How long have you played with these guys?
4 years. Yeah, it's good guys.
For most of you, is this the grade 12 year?
Yeah, I think there was a good chunk of us playing in grade 12. I think there was about 4 or 5 of us that played together, our whole lives, from minor lacrosse till junior, where we're playing right now. But 4 of us were playing from grade 9 through grade 12, and I'm sure everyone would say the same, but it's quite the time. It's a really good community. Ian Radnish has a great time playing for him, and we all kind of love each other. We play for each other. There's not a lot of individual play, and that's kind of the reason why we do so well every year, and that shows why we did back to back.
Why didn't you guys want me to talk to him? He's a pretty good speaker. That's a good looking group, Nathan. Thank you. We're going to kill two birds with one stone. Shall we tell you who the Coach of the Year 2022 is? Yeah, I mean, obviously you guys didn't vote, but the committee thought, where is he? Where are you hiding? Congratulations. It's Coach of the Year, but you tell me about these kids who you looked after and their success. What you got?
Just in terms of the guys behind me, we had two females on our team last year. We couldn't make it today. Just really proud of who they are now and who they've been. And like Nathan said, Flo started in grade 9 with us with that team, and it's just really cool to see these kids buy it and really kind of push each other and want extra practices and want to be on the field more than what we planned, and that's the team that wants to win.
It's great to win. If you're going to drop the script, coming from behind in a final, winning overtime, pretty good. Were you nervous as a coach? What will you remember about that game now?
Yeah, I mean the year past that we played in the provincial championship, we won in overtime as well. So it's not like the guys that were on the team hadn't been there before. But just, I don't think we really seen stress. Like anybody on the bench, we kind of knew that we were within one. There was a few minutes left, and just one shot to get us in overtime. So.
Good celebration, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
I kind of even meant on the field, but I guess we're all, who knows. Double winners, Centennial Lacrosse Coach of the Year TV. Congratulations. It's time to introduce you to another member of the Coquitlam Sports Hall of Fame. Sometimes things just fit. And that was the case for Bruce Murray and the sport of lacrosse.
It really was love at first practice, just the skill alone. I mean, I was awful because we were all brand new.
It was into the beginning of a great and long career, including being part of Vancouver's first pro lacrosse team, the Vancouver Ravens, the biggest challenge he ever faced. He got the call, made the team, the beginning of a 10-year NLL career. Winter ball in the National Lacrosse League, and then back home in the summer to play for the team he grew up watching, leading as he did for a decade as captain.
They actually gave me a Forever Captain plaque, and they named me the Forever Captain of the Adanacs, and to me that is one of the greatest honors of my life, and I'll never forget that as long as I live.
A local boy, Murray is well aware of not just the lacrosse history in Coquitlam, but all the sports history. That makes the Hall of Fame honor something special. Bruce Murray, newest member. What's that? I don't know. But we're going to find out. You're playing weight, aren't you? That's what you're playing weight nowadays.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You're playing weight, but that's the weight with your equipment on. But that's just kidding. Listen, I know. I was going to say you'd be able to have. That's a nice reception you had. Who do you got in the audience? Just let it go to lacrosse players, right?
Well, it's yeah. I've had the pleasure of that group of kids up there being involved in their early starts, so I think I broke them. I think Ian had to fix it.
It all works, right?
You know what? This is an incredible honor, but I think part of what got me is seeing these kids. I remember them knee-high and seeing them being able to be the players that they've turned into and getting scholarships, and that means more to me than anything else.
Yeah, but you know what, Bruce? At the same time, if we were to go back 30 years, the guys that you watched play for the Adanacs, to see what you did to go play in the NFL, they would look at you and go, oh, that guy's a pretty positive member of our community, what he did. And I know on a night like this, we always like for those to go back. What was it like to watch that story, and maybe for the boys if they're here to see what it was all about?
You know, when you're in the middle of it, you don't really think about all the things that you've been able to accomplish. That kind of stuff just reminds you how hard the grind was and how long it took. And it was, again, besides, of course, my wife and children, part of the best part of my life, being a part of that team, being part of this community, and being part of this city.
Can you pinpoint what you think makes the lacrosse team successful and the bond that comes with that?
I'm going to say knowing your role and being fine with your role. And not everybody can be the goal scorer. Not everybody can be the top D guy. You've got to have the guys going in the corners. You got to have the guy that's willing to, for some reason, go in between the pipes and get that thing whistled at them. But it's knowing your role, being comfortable in your role, and then taking that and being the best in that role you can be.
What was your role?
Well, it evolved over the years. It's hard to believe. In my younger years, we played both ends of the floor, and I actually did play a lot of offense. And then my coach in junior, Frank Nielsen, decided that it was probably better that I didn't have the ball on my stick that often. So I went from passing regular to shovel passes, and then getting off quick.
Oh, I mean, when we did your story, I was looking for some NLL highlights, and I just thought life is short. Life is short. Bruce, this is where you get, they just said your name, we're using that. No, but you were there, right? And you talked about it. For you, you were always committed to play it, but you know, we can only do so much in our story. When the Vancouver Ravens came here, that was when, what, personal trainer? You went all in, right?
I figured I had to.
Yeah, exactly. What was that moment like to say, there's the challenge?
Well, it's one of those things, right? You're in it or you're out, right? And that's the goal I had set, and nothing was going to stop me. Nobody was going to get in my way. A couple of tryouts, I think I may have sent a few people home by accident. They were in the way. And so I started, you pick a goal, and nothing can stop you if you believe in it. And having to follow Mr. Jagday with all the positivity, you got to believe that you can do it and battle through and make it happen.
Ian was loving this interview. It was Marge. She was a bully with the satellites in 6 o'clock.
Fantastic.
Yeah, no. Hey, it's part of the sport, being aggressive. Why is this city, I don't know to say the word dominant, when you talk about, you know, maybe right now the 30 best box lacrosse players in the world, you might be able to make a case for 10 or so coming from this area, if not more. Why has it continued that you will see kids here, and Ian's coaching, you probably coach, they're gonna, and they'll play at the next level?
Well, I think it's been a lot of the people that have been able to achieve coming back and giving back and showing the next generation how to be successful. Coquitlam Minor Lacrosse is so well run with incredible volunteers that give hours upon hours. And finding coaching, and I'm sure all of you will come back and help coach at some point. And you're always trying to chase the group in front of you. So the kids coming up to Centennial now are going to see these guys that have had that success. They're going to want to get that success, and I mean, they've got all these kids to follow and learn from, and that's just sort of how it seems to go.
You said you didn't want to follow Shiv, but Shiv said you kind of karma, you give what you get. You gave a lot. You deserve to be in the Coquitlam Sports Hall of Fame. Let's move on to the Junior Female Athlete of the Year, speaking of lacrosse. speaking of soccer, because Michaela Patterson could do whatever you want. 2022 Trevor Winkle female midget A gold medal captain, provincial MVP when it came to lacrosse. She wanted to play soccer. She played 6 years for Metro Fort at the highest level. Silver medal in the 2022 Canada Summer Games. Division I lacrosse scholarship right now at Queen's University in Charlotte. She is our athlete of the year in the junior female category. She's not here, but accepting the award is her father, Ian, I believe. Ian is someone around. What kind of year has she had so far at school?
She's not at university yet. She's still in grade 11 and actually played with a bunch of the boys that just...
So does she have, unless it was, does she already have the scholarship set to go?
She's committed already, yes.
Oh, really? That's awesome. As a father, just tell me how proud you must be, or the year she has, or to sit back and just watch it all.
It's amazing to watch her play and how committed she is. And we seem to be traveling every week, as most of these lacrosse people know. We're at tournaments all the time. So.
Awesome. Congratulations to her and to the family. Thanks. How about the University Male Athlete of the Year? Going into the 2022 Wall of Fame, when I talk about a season, he's busy playing right now, but I actually did a story on this young man when he might have been 3 or 4 years old. I speak of Coquitlam's A.J. Ewart. Last man, he won 7 NCAA Division II golf championships in 2022. The Jack Nicklaus National Player of the Year honors. He's a very University junior based in Miami. He has been incredible. Played at the RBC Canadian Open in 2022. A fantastic year for him. AJ playing right now in a tournament. His mom, Eriko, is around somewhere to pick up the award. Eriko? Awesome. A little bit. What did AJ, he's playing, where is he playing today?
Today is in, I think, a Victoria.
Today is in Victoria. Do we know what he shot today in the tournament? Really? And what's he playing in? Is that a Canadian Tour event?
Yes.
So where does he sit in the leaderboard? Do you golf?
I used to before Egypt.
Yeah. And then Brad just said, we're going golfing, honey, and you're just gonna, you got no time.
No, the 2 kids, no time. Before, 3 days a week.
You'll get back. Congratulations. It's great to see that he's had. Do you remember the story I did on him?
I think so. Yeah, little ones. When he was like a little...
Oh yeah, about 3 or 4 years old.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
We still have the papers holding everything.
Yeah, I still fit into the clothes I wore 30 years ago. High school female athlete. Everybody can play. Let's show you who's going up on the Wall of Fame for 2022. An awful lot of firsts for Emily Wong in 2022. At 15, made her debut with the Canadian National Soccer Program, selected to the Whitecaps Elite Program. July, she started 2 games in CONCACAF competition against the U.S. and Jamaica. 2 months later, midfielder would play for Canada in the U17 World Cup in India. 90 minutes, 1-1 draw, Tanzania to wrap up. Coquitlam Metro Fort named Wong the Female Player of the Year, and why wouldn't you? Emily, where are you? Are you somewhere in the front? Should I say you're nervous to talk, or you just really don't want to talk to me? What would you say?
Just a nervous person in general.
Really? Nervous people don't have the success that you have. Are you nervous on the soccer field?
Not when I play, but before there's obviously some nerves, but it goes away when I play.
As soon as you play. When did you start at a young age, and when did you just fall in love with it? Were you, as a young girl, was it just you wanted a soccer ball at your feet all the time?
Actually, when I was young, I didn't want to play at all.
Forced by your parents, where are they? Sometimes don't listen to your kids, just force them, right? Really, when did you decide that you really like it, or you still don't?
Obviously, I fell in love with it now, but it was ever since like I started like going up the levels, and I was like, oh, I actually enjoy playing this, and yeah, just.
What was it like to put on a Canadian jersey?
Wow, it was like incredible. Just to be there was crazy. Like that's like the type of stuff that you dream of when you're like young, and it's just.
Well, and you're at an advanced age, so I mean, it's lucky now before you retire. But listen, I looked at some of that. You were not out of place. Scored the PK goal, did you not, for Canada?
I did.
Okay, so now, you know, I was a soccer player too. I used to take PKs for my team. And I wasn't very good, that's why. But you know, I was as good as you get when you're 8 years old, right? I thought it was important. I went to Dairy Queen after the game, but maybe not to the same level as you. Nerves flushing down when you're playing and you're putting on Canada, they go, hey, pick up the ball, put it in the net. Emily, what was that moment like? Or again, are you just in the heat of the moment, no nerves?
Well, at that point, I was actually very calm, which is surprising. So, they just told me you're going to take the first PK, and I did.
What do you think is next? What's the plan for you? How do they map out, or can you map out what you hope your year would be?
Hopefully more getting invited more with the national team, but ultimately now we're starting my recruiting process for university.
That's important stuff. Where would you like to go in a best case Emily Wong gets to choose scenario?
Probably anywhere in California.
Doesn't really give a damn about soccer, does she? Just, I would like to be in the hot weather. You sail right there. That's a great spot to go. I mean, we've got some national team players, Jessica Fleming and all that, did well in UCLA. Emily, nice to meet you. I don't think you're nervous, and I think you're a heck of a player. Congratulations. Let's honor our final inductee tonight in the Hall of Fame. The story of Sarah Maglio.
Trying to get Sarah Maglio to admit she was an outstanding athlete growing up is not easy.
I don't actually remember. I know I liked to play and I was active, but soccer was definitely always my number one.
To have success, you must have a passion, and Maglio certainly had that for soccer.
It was something I just absolutely loved to do. I remember being young and the schoolyard, playing every day with the boys, in my backyard by myself, kicking the ball, juggling against the fence. It was just always something that I loved.
There was no simple pathway to the pros when Maglio was playing, but her skill was easily recognized. The four-time All-American, she dominated at Simon Fraser University, and scouts found her, just as our nation was recognizing they had to find young, upcoming talent for Soccer Canada.
It was the first time there was ever a U20 national team, so I got to be a part of that little bit of history.
Her play in national team colors continued as part of the 1999 World Cup for Canada. For many, the tournament the launching point for the women's game.
That was incredible because that was in the US and that was a real breakout year. I mean, some of the stars that were coming through on the US, so just the highlighting the number of people that came out to watch those games. So that was sort of a takeoff of the Women's World Cup. I remember the first game was against Japan and just coming out into the stadium and just being like in awe, like all the people there.
There's substitution happening here. Shannon Rosenau is out of the game, and in her place is Sarah Maglio. Sarah Maglio, 21-year-old from Coquitlam, BC.
The youngest member on that team on the world's biggest stage. Her career continued. She went and played in Belgium, spent a year in Virginia, eventually coming back home to play in Vancouver. Maglio, a part of teams that paved the way for explosion of the women's game. But when her career was over, it was on the sidelines where she set another standard and did this one on her own.
So for me, starting off in coaching, It was not always the easiest. It definitely was a world of men. They were, for me, I'm so lucky. It was a great experience, but it wasn't definitely always easy to forge your way in that industry as a female.
Now the executive director of Coquitlam Metro Forward Soccer, Maglo can still be found playing and, of course, coaching her daughter's team now. She's giving back in the city she excelled in as an athlete and making sure Coquitlam soccer community continues to thrive. And now her story is being told for everyone to know.
To be recognized like this it's pretty cool. You know, I've lived almost my whole life in Coquitlam. I'm still here, I'm raising a family, I love it. So to think that I'm being recognized in the city is pretty amazing to me.
Sarah Maglio, a member of the Coquitlam Sports Hall of Fame.
Have one for You know, I know of all the people going into the Hall of Fame tonight. You probably wanted to do this speaking part the least. So I put you at the end. Just so you spread it out. Seriously, that was my thought. You know what, we'll put Sarah at the end. Steve and her can enjoy the show, but she won't enjoy it that much because she'll be nervous. Where are the kids? Are the kids here? Yeah, somewhere. Where are the boys and the daughter? And Mom was a good athlete, hey? Right, now you realize that was all that. You two are nothing compared to Mom and Dad's career. Just kidding. Congratulations. What do you make of the honor?
Oh, it's super special, especially being here tonight and seeing the other inductees. And then just even spending some time walking around the Hall of Fame at Poirier and looking and seeing the people that are in there. So to be a part of that is pretty amazing.
I think it's great that you come on after Emily, who you would probably know so very well, right? And what a ride she may be on. Can you compare yourself to a 14 and 15-year-old at that point with soccer and maybe where you could go with it or what your hope would have been?
Oh, like the opportunities for these young players like Emily coming through, it's nothing like what Jer and I had coming through in our time. So for me to be able to see how much success she's had already, the opportunities that are out there, it's just really amazing to see how far women's soccer has come.
Did you, at the point when you were playing, and you were so good at SFU, I mean, your career was great, was it a grind at the times, or did you feel there were hurdles for you?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, in being that level of an athlete and competing at that level, you're training so much and there's a ton of pressure, but I just always loved it. And that's when I look back, just how much we did it because we loved it. There wasn't a career really ahead for us.
You might have a coach or a camp, but now there's academies and all that. How much was that you learning on your own, or just going, okay, I got maybe 1 or 2 practices a week, and now I'm going to have to hang out with that ball and practice and practice?
We got sent a training program in the mail.
Really?
Figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
Now they all have personal trainers and, you know, practices every day, and so you had to kind of make it on your own. You had to make your own path in that way.
What do you look back, if I was to say, give me your moment or your shining moment of a game where you said, you know what, yeah, looking back now, that was as good as it got, or that would be my special time?
Yeah. I think I said this in our interview as well, that, I mean, it has to go down in the most memorable. SFU final, first time the program ever won national championship. We went into 4 overtimes. So back then, it wasn't...
So you're playing 15-minute or 30-minute or 45-minute halves? Like
yes, so we played 2.5 full games by the end. So there was no PKs.
Seriously?
Yeah, and we were in Texas, so it was hot.
Unlimited subs or?
Yes, unlimited subs. But the most special part about it was the game-winning goal was scored by my childhood best friend. And so to think about that, we grew up playing together, and I crossed the ball and she finished it.
Were you the only two standing at that point? How did you have any energy, or was there, like, I would hate to be going, oh, this game looks really slow for a high level. You know, if you're turning in late, did you have any energy? What was the recovery like? Or?
We probably did. You're on adrenaline, and you know, you're in that point. I think you still had to have something in the tank, but that's probably goes down in one of the best
there was no
memories.
nutrition, there were just orange slices.
Correct,
right?
yes.
Right, I mean, you grew up in there, all there was an orange slice. You had to have the orange slice. You have to have great pride going into Hall of Fame, but you must have great pride for where Coquitlam Metro Ford is. I'm not even going to say on a provincial map, on a national map, with you being at the top of the pyramid there.
Yeah, I mean, it's an incredible organization. Kind of like what Bruce said as well, the history of the club and the people that come back to be a part of it, to give back, to coach, young players that come back, volunteer and coach. I think that's what makes it so special and has made it so successful.
Well, and part is when you have success, the amount of people who have stayed, and you and your family have stayed in such a big part of it. Congratulations, you're so well deserved to go from that. It's time now for our senior female athlete for 2022 going up on the Wall of Fame. Man, when you speak of athletes representing Coquitlam, representing this city, Justina D'Estasio has maintained an impressive record and held up top honors in her sport for more than a decade of competition. 2022, Simon Fraser alumni captured gold at the Commonwealth Games in England, Pan American Games, wrestled collected a hard-fought bronze there. 2022 World Wrestling Championship, she grappled, she was in the bronze medal match before falling out, placing fourth. She has been such a proud member representing our nation, also proudly reflecting her First Nations heritage. Coach at SFU, D'Estasio continues to pay it forward. Where are you, Justina D'Estasio? You can take her. I'm just thinking right now, one-on-one throwdown. You just got the biggest smile, and I just think you just probably could hurt a lot of people, including me. Congratulations. What do you look back on 2022 as your biggest moment?
I didn't wrestle at all during COVID, and I didn't know if I actually went into teaching and finished school and everything. I never knew if I was going to do world class at that again, and I am. And so the whole year, which like tournament after tournament, kind of like not doing as well as I did, but a little better than before. And by the end of the year, I was fifth in the world, so it was pretty good.
Because you've been so good for so long, was that almost a unique challenge to go, all right, if I left it for a bit, could I get back to that level?
It was a fun challenge, because prior there was so much pressure to consistently be really good. And this was almost, I hope I can get there again, I have all the tools of what it takes to be successful consistently, but can I focus with like, out the expectations, just like enjoy that and back at it, and still compete at this level without putting the pressure of you were here, so you should always be here.
That's a great comment, and I have a curious question, because when you're as good as you were and then you step away, sometimes you say, okay, there's more to life, I'm going to be a teacher and all that stuff, but do you enjoy your matches more now than you may have 3 years ago?
At the beginning, yes. And I love what I do. It's such a privilege to be able to play sports at this age, I guess. But now I have like the expectations and I get that upsetness when I lose, but there's still just, I have the perspective of life without wrestling, and I'm very grateful to be able to do it still.
So what will be your goal as you look for the years ahead?
This summer we have the World Championship, so if you get top 5, you qualify your country for the Olympics, and then I don't want to lose.
Where will the world be? Where do you sit ranked in the world right now?
6th.
Seriously? Who's like? We're not afraid of anybody in front of you, are we?
Afraid of anybody. We just need to beat them soon.
I mean, the Worlds will be that stage for you.
They're in, I compete the 19th and 20th. They're in Serbia in
19th and 20th of July?
September. Okay. So I have a summer. I have like one chunk to go to Europe and wrestle a few tournaments, then all the training.
Final question, because obviously you're great at what you do. You think wrestling, you think physicality, that is it. But sports at some point at every level, when they're good, there is such a mental thing. Is that true of wrestling too?
Yes, it's a big part of wrestling because I grew up playing team sports. I love team sports. Wrestling's very individual. Like you have a team, you have your coaches and everything, but I have to believe that I can win every match in order to win it, and that takes a lot to step on, like to step against like world champions or people who you've lost to previously and think you can win.
Well, if it helps, you probably got about 350 people that believe in you too. So good luck on the journey. Time now for the senior male athlete in 2022 going on the Wall of Fame. I guess you can deal with 2022, but if we look at the calendar for 2023, no problem either for Thomas Mills. Pretty much did everything he wanted to. If you happen to watch some Canadian Christmas tradition of the World Junior Championships, you saw him backstopping our nation to a gold medal title in that, and if he could have one game back, but boy, they got away all the way to the Met Cup too in Seattle. What a year it was. What a 2 years it has been for our senior male athlete of the year from hockey and from his Seattle Thunderbirds, Thomas Milich. Thomas? I go back to start this show with young Greg Niner, Lamb Kim, who's 6'7", and doing all that stuff. And I look at him and the size and his ability, and then we ended with you, and as you come up here, I go, God, you got good hair. Right? And that is the most important question. 32 years broadcasting, but you know, can you play the hair a little bit before warm-ups?
Of course, hair is a huge part of hockey. Especially when I'm on TV too.
Exactly. Screw the
going off to a little hair shade.
See, there's a guy who understands the TV cameras. World Juniors, it's all about hairspray. It's not about winning. Let's first talk about 2022. All right, let's put it together because you've had an incredible run the last 6 months. Is it pretty much, with the exception maybe the Met Cup, what you could have hoped for and dreamed of?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we had those goals at the end, from the end of last season when we lost in the Western League Finals. You know, that was our goal to win the league this year and have a pretty successful Memorial Cup. You know, we checked just about every box we could have.
We had young Emily up here wearing a Canadian jersey, taking a PK at 15. How were your nerves when it was representing our country? Let's throw in an overtime and a gold medal and probably 6 million people watching.
Yeah, pretty fortunate I'm not someone that gets too nervous when I play, but I think on the TSN feed, they zoomed in on my parents a lot.
Yeah.
They were shaking in their boots a little bit.
Well, that's the toughest part of being a mom and dad of a goalie. When you look back, or did you at some point, those will be friends for life as it will be with Seattle, did you step away like a couple weeks later and go, okay, I got to focus on the Western Hockey League, but that was awesome.
Oh yeah, it was an incredible experience. You know, that's, like you said earlier, that's something that you dream of when you're a little kid. You know, seeing guys that have come through that program and be able to compete at that highest stage, and now looking back, it's something I'll never forget.
What can you remember about your first year of minor hockey in Coquitlam?
Oh man, and probably the biggest thing was my dad was the coach, so.
Dad, where are you? Were you top good coach or hard on you? Did he put you in goal? Was it like our Centennial, because you were a back catcher, they put you in goal? Were you a goalie, year one?
No, I wasn't, not until I was probably 11 or 12 years old.
How did that decision come about?
I think it was something that just chose me. You know, there was always the one set of gear that was laying around. We'd take turns volunteering, and no one ever wanted to, so I was always the one that popped in and found out I was pretty good at it. So.
You are, but some people still are dumb and they don't choose you when they should have in the draft. So where do we sit, right? Not eligible next week, are you?
One more time.
You've got one more time.
Correct.
Well, screw them. You know what? You should really? Now you want me, eh? Do you have conversations? What are your expectations? You've done pretty much everything you could this past year.
Yeah, of course. I built a pretty decent resume for myself, but you know, whatever happens, happens. And ideally, if I do get drafted, hopefully it's a team that wins a few more games in Vancouver. So.
I'm telling you right now, as a guy who worked with that team and traveled, screw them. You don't want to play here. So Greg Darcy. Darcy, in the 80s, I would like him to play here, but not in 2020.
Exactly.
Like, God damn it, 6 years in Las Vegas winning. What do we have? What do we have? No, well, listen, I hope that it's successful. You know, I started my career in Edmonton, where there's a guy named Curtis Joseph who was a goalie. You might have heard of him. They didn't draft him either, so screw that. It doesn't matter what happens. Congratulations on an incredible run and for what's ahead. It's going to be great things. And remember, when you make it to the NHL, it's the hair, right? For the interviews, it's going to help you.
Always the hair.
I love sports, not in the sense of I want to see success for Thomas and Emily and Justine and all that because they put so much into it, but I love the fact that we can all relate. And cities like this that go, it's time to gather and celebrate. This is the biggest event they have ever done for this Coquitlam Sports Hall of Fame. I hope when they look back at it, they say, yeah, we've got to do this again and again. I want you to tell people about it because we have to celebrate what truly Coquitlam is about when it comes to sports. Success, teammates, pride, integrity, and making this community great. Behind the curtain, Murr, throw your hand up, because my team is small of ex-people who work on CTV. Murr was on UFC on Saturday. I thank the committee for allowing me the opportunity, and please have yourself a tremendous summer, everybody. Thanks so much.
Oh my gosh, that was so inspiring, insightful, and completely remarkable, everyone. Thank you. A big round of applause to all of our inductees. Is it on? Yeah, okay. Just before we go, I have a few thank yous. I want to thank the City of Coquitlam for our home at Poirier Rec Center lobby with all of our wonderful, wonderful displays. And we mentioned it a couple of times tonight. And please feel free to go and peruse legends in Coquitlam. And also for their ongoing funding that allows us to continue our mission of honoring the best in Coquitlam sports. Thank you for our sponsors, our Tim Hortons at Austin and Blue Mountain for their cookies, as well as Rotary Sunshine and Kingsman of Coquitlam. Thank you to my fellow board members who just year-round are dedicated to this mission of excellence in Coquitlam. And there's no house lights, so you're just going to have to find them. Barry Ayers, Kevin Como, Richard Del Monte, Elaine Goodman, Allison Mailer, Lois McNary, who couldn't be here tonight, Linda Mangello, Daryl Stickler, and Chris Wilson. It is a great group to work with. Round of applause tonight. Our volunteer photographer, John Mangello. He's been around 15 years. To Tri-City TV, who have filmed the event tonight and which will air on, as well as the presentation that Perry put together onto our website. And again, a real big thanks to Perry and Murray. I was going to have him come up from behind the curtain too. A great, great successful evening, and we thank you very much for what you did. A big thanks to everyone who submitted nominations for the Coquitlam Sports Hall of Fame. We really appreciate the variety of sports represented in those nominations, and it's very important for us to receive nominations from the community, so we really thank you. And I want to encourage each of you to walk away tonight thinking of a great, diverse sporting community And just who might you be able to nominate in the future for the Hall or the Wall of Fame? And it's really easy to do through our website, isn't it, Chris? I saw Chris nominated Natalie, so I know it's easy, right? Okay, thanks again for coming this evening. Enjoy your successes and have a lovely evening.